Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. So there was something I found online, and this is something that no one has really talked about, or it's really out there. I was luckily enough to stumble upon this, but before I deep dive into this video talking about my opinions about some of the leaks that's shown, I do want to give a disclosure that there's confusion at the moment when this was developed, because in the website, as you can see, it shows a bunch of stuff of like the new Wolf Among Us 2, but at the same time this could have been like the old Wolf Among Us 2 when this was worked on, or maybe it was worked on like both at the same time. You'll see what I mean in a second. So as of right now, we don't know when this was made, the concept art. This could have made before Telltale Games officially went bankrupt, or this could be reflective on the new Telltale Games and possibly where development is for the Wolf Among Us 2. So someone who worked on the Wolf Among Us 2 actually, this is their website here, they actually made some of the UI for the Wolf Among Us 2. And it basically just talks about like the project's aim to enhance player immersion. Obviously the client's Telltale Games, so this seems like legit. It seems like actually, like, I don't know who would want to make fake leaks, so at the moment it does seem like this is real, and this was clearly worked on, obviously. So they talked about their role, and they talked about doing exploratory work for the Wolf Among Us 2, and they worked on the interface redesign, so just basically bringing creative concept into development, and talks about the innovation design with the elements of the gamepad controls, obviously, and the action buttons. They said that the design concepts were highly praised by Telltale Games, and this is going to be the near interrogation with storytelling. And the project outcome might not have ended up where I was hoping, but I had an absolute blast working on it. The process of designing the Wolf Among Us 2 was thoroughly enjoyable and creatively fulfilling. I'll briefly mention this. It's very strange to see. You would think that this is like the old Wolf Among Us 2, the Wolf Among Us Season 2, when it was announced by Telltale Games in 2018 or 17, around that time, right before they shut down. However, this website is updated with like new stuff of the Wolf Among Us 2, of like Bigby in like the new advertisements they showed. So that's where I find it really weird and iffy at the moment. It talks about Telltale Games is known for their immersive interactivity that puts you in front and center of some fantastical and compelling storytelling. With a sequel on the horizon for their widely successful Fables-based series debut, they want to dial the immersion up to 11. As a lifelong gamer and a fan of the original title, I was eager to tackle the unique challenges that come with designing for an interactive narrative-driven game. The primary challenge was to seamlessly integrate the game's user interface elements into the narrative fabric of The Wolf Among Us 2, thereby elevating the player's immersion experience. The task was to refine the rectangle action buttons and pause menu. But yeah, as you can see, this is another screenshot of the new Wolf Among Us 2. That's why I find it a little bit concerning. Here's some of the stuff where they talk about just like drawing inspirations, and then it actually shows like some of the old UI, and it just talks about it feeling, I guess, out of date, and just not, it doesn't feel defined. So we're gonna go into the new stuff now, and this is actually some of the inspiration for the new UI. And I think this is really interesting. It shows the new cursor, and it shows like for the elements of like when you're making a choice from like the gamepad controller's perspective, and it just shows like more of a redefinement of what they wanted for the sequel to be. So this is where I mentioned about the leaks, about how there's like new UI stuff, and it shows like there being like this is pretty much leaked, like the UI designs, and they want to like do something new. This goes into more details specifically. Okay, here we go. This is like the new UI that's supposedly for the Wolf Among Us 2. It's unknown if it's for the old Wolf Among Us 2 or the new Wolf Among Us 2. It just shows like more of like, this shows more of the Fable comic book lettering. And then this is actually really cool. It's like literally off topic, but it like shows like multiple circles at once, trying to like make you get a choice, like trying to choose the A button pretty much. And it shows examples from Wolf Among Us 1, because obviously it's using like concept art, and this looks really pretty. I really like it. Now, something interesting with the pause menu is that it was trying to show like a pause menu of the Wolf Among Us 2, and this is like the new pause menu. This was actually inspirations of like what they want to do with the noir style, and it shows like curtains here, as you can see, where curtains would like play and then it would like pause the scene right behind you. So here's like an actual animation, and it looks really cool. I really like it a lot. Now the issue is, a lot of the stuff is like kind of mixed in with Wolf Among Us 1, and then the other is the new Wolf Among Us 2, like the official screenshots we've seen. They talk about, this was the funnest exploratory projects I ever had the opportunity to work on in a medium I've been passionate about most of my life, and for a company that built its reputation on first-class storytelling, the designs explorations were enthusiastically received by Telltale Games, leading to an offer for the UX lead role on the project. Although the project was eventually shelved when Telltale Games effectively shut down due to funding issues, the exploratory work laid a solid foundation for future UX improvements in gaming. The experience provided valuable insights into the application of design thinking within an interactive storytelling medium and highlighted the potential of UX design in which of player engagement. The wording is very weird. I have a theory of what could be the UI design and just my opinions about it. The issue is, I don't know when this was posted or when this was made specifically. I don't know when the UI was made. It's unknown if it was made for the original Wolf Among Us 2, because there was two versions of the Wolf Among Us 2. There was technically the Wolf Among Us Season 2, as I like to call it, because that's what Telltale Games called it, and that was right before Telltale Games shut down. You would think that this is what the UX lead roller is mentioning specifically in this results. However, what I find really weird is that there's Wolf Among Us 2 screenshots of the new game. So my concern at the moment is that the Wolf Among Us 2 is possibly cancelled, but Telltale Games are not gonna flat out confirm that it's cancelled, and they're kind of like keeping it on the hush hush. Everyone's been really skeptical about Telltale Games, and I have been as well, I'm not gonna lie. But it's really weird when someone who worked on the Wolf Among Us 2 says that the project has been shelved, and of course, I can give them the benefit of the doubt. This could be possible that this is maybe the old Telltale Games right before they shut down. This doesn't have anything to do with the new Telltale Games. But considering there's like new screenshots of the Wolf Among Us 2, that's where I find it really weird at the moment. And it's where I'm like a little bit iffy on if this is reflective on the new Wolf Among Us 2, if that makes sense. Something that I should note is that it mentioned that they mentioned that the project was eventually shelved when Telltale Games effectively shut down due to funding issues. I find that really weird wording, for example, because from my understanding, the new Telltale Games were having funding issues and they were struggling, and they had to let go of a bunch of people. Funding and bankruptcy, I guess it can be similar or one another, but I find it really weird of a wording choice because the old Telltale Games just simply went bankrupt. That's pretty much what's happened. I guess bankruptcy and funding could be the same thing or be related in some way, but I want to know what you guys think specifically, because as of right now, I legitimately do not know. This is something I found, and it would be really nice to have a discussion with you guys because there's not really information about this and no one's actually talked about this website or the UI. I think the UI looks great, by the way. I really love the pause menu. It looks really cool. However, what concerns me the most is that, is Telltale Games actually lying about the Wolf Among Us 2? Is it actually cancelled? Or are they just saying it's not cancelled just so they don't have to officially announce that it's not, just so they won't enrage the fans? I think this is the point where Telltale Games actually needs to give an update on the Wolf Among Us 2, and I would feel more comfortable if they made like an update video talking about development of the game and maybe be honest of like the issues that they've faced with the Wolf Among Us 2. I know it's not ideal and they want the Wolf Among Us 2 to look good, but as of right now, there's a lot of negativity about the Wolf Among Us 2, and with what I just found, it makes me very concerned that the Wolf Among Us 2 may be cancelled. To be fair, my original thought process was that maybe this was made right after maybe Telltale Games got cancelled, and then the new Telltale Games, basically, I know they hired like a bunch of people to work on the Wolf Among Us 2, the Wolf Among Us 2 version, and I know Ad Hoc Studios were like old Telltale members. I'm not sure if this person works for Ad Hoc Studios and then they were working for, maybe their ideas got reflected into the old ideas for the old Wolf Among Us 2 got reflected into the new Wolf Among Us 2, so maybe this website is a little bit outdated. That's currently my thought process about this. I wasn't expecting to upload this video today. As of right now, nothing's been confirmed, but just this website is a little bit concerning in my personal opinion. I would love to hear your guys' opinions in the comment section down below, because I want to hear your thought process, because it's been a little bit hard to like make up my own theories about this specifically. It's really confusing on when this was made, the concept art, and if they had anything to do with the new Telltale Games, the person that worked on this. I'm gonna end the video right here. I hope you guys did enjoy this little upload for today. I really should be going to sleep. It's literally 7 a.m. and I haven't slept yet. It's so bad. I'm gonna be uploading this video because I love you guys and I love Telltale Games as well. I want to give updates on them. They're my favorite game company. Literally, they're my favorite game company. But yeah, I would appreciate it if you guys liked and subscribed and shared this video so we can hear everyone's thoughts about this. But yeah, I'll see you guys later for another video. I hope you guys have a good one. I'll see you guys later. Bye everyone.